Next up, we have Esteban Rodofili, who is going to be introducing us to his project studying whale migration from space using satellite imagery. Very cool. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
Thanks, Alex. Hi, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming to my talk on automated detection and bearing measurement of migrating gray whales. My name is Esteban Rodofili, and this work was part of my PhD research at the University of Florida. I would like to start by thanking my co-authors, the University of Florida, the Melnick Fund, and the Nadeau Fund for funding this project, and it was recently published in Marine Mammal Science. This work aimed to develop an object-based image analysis, or OBIA, workflow to automatically detect migrating gray whales in their southbound migration off the California coast and extract the orientation of individuals in multispectral satellite imagery. We also aim to assess its utility for future efforts in the study of migration routes. We used a WorldView 3 image of 38 centimeters resolution of the coast of Central California from February 2015. We acquired 3 sections of the image with a total of 27 whales located manually. We conducted our OBIA analysis in eCognition Developer 9. OBIA entails segmenting an image into segments whose pixels are more similar among themselves than to those outside. You will see the whale from image A segmented in image B, actually. Let me see. I don't know if you see the click button, but here it is, essentially. After that, we use the segments of one of the image sections as samples, as you will see in image C, to train a support vector machine, or SVM classifier, to classify the segments of the other 2 image sections, alternating the 3 images. We use 3 classes: whale, water, whale in red, water in blue, and confounding objects in turquoise, which was mainly seafoam. We first used 202 classification features, ranging from the mean value of a particular band of the image in an object to shape, size, or texture features of such object. After a workflow with 202 features, we applied feature selection through a minimum redundancy, maximum relevance algorithm, and retained 15 features to do the same procedure in another SVM workflow. Here is an example of a detected whale fluke. Here is the whale fluke, and here is the actual detection. However, when contrasting to our manual count of whales, the workflows missed some whales, which yielding false negatives, and also had objects detected as whales that weren't whales, yielding false positives. The workflow with only the selected features yielded fewer false negatives and especially fewer false positives, having a lower false negative rate and a lower false positive over detectable rate. While false positives were still considerable, when dividing the image into grid cells to review in order to discard false positives, the grid cells to review were reduced to less than 3% of the cells for a full manual analysis of the imagery. We measured manually the bearings of whales, which you can see on the right over the map. And most whales were oriented in the southeastern quadrant, as expected in the southbound migration. We also obtained from detected whales of the 15-feature workflow the main direction of their corresponding detected objects automatically, yielding the automated detect orientation measurements of the left map. In some cases, the automated measurement was taken from head to tail instead of from tail to head. So we calculated semi-automated measurements by adding or subtracted 180 degrees to correct this in some cases, which you will see in the map on the right. Both automated and semi-automated measurements were compared to manual measurements. Using Morse tests for paired circular data, we could not find statistically significant differences between manual and both automated and semi-automated orientation measurements. The results are promising for satellite image studies of migration routes by saving time in the detection of animals and measurement of their bearing under a semi-automated approach. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That is so cool. My question was, are any of these models or tools like open and accessible for other people to train them on other species besides gray whales?
Unfortunately, this one was done in eCognition. So beyond everything that is explained in the paper, eCognition is not a free software. So in that sense, you cannot share the actual code because there wasn't an actual code. It's more of a built-in environment. But for example, I do have a publication of manatees using object-based image analysis on Google Earth Engine that is freely available for everyone. And that has sharing of the image and the code and everything else.
So, well, if there are any other questions for Esteban, if you want to put them in the chat, and then I'll direct you back there to answer those. But that is super cool. And I also am curious about the manatee work because I love manatees.